We're gonna read Cece Loves Science. Push and pull. Cece and her friend Isaac walked to school. Cece put her dog Einstein in a wagon. Isaac kicked his soccer ball. Today was a special day. Mrs. Curly made them by my flagpole. Is Einstein ready for science class? Mrs. Curly asked. Einstein hopped out of the wagon and barked. Woof! Einstein is excited, Mrs. said Cece. Cece was excited too. Cece loved science. She could not wait to get started on a new experiment. Today we will learn about push and pull, said Mrs. Curry. These are forks that move objects in different ways. Can anyone think of an example? Cece raised her hand. It's like when I pulled Einstein in my wagon, she said. Isaac raised his hand. And when I kicked my soccer ball, he said. Exactly, said Mrs. Curry. Now let's do our lab and see how these forks work. Your mission is to make a treat dispenser for our special guest, Einstein, said Mrs. Curry. Woof, barked Einstein. Says Cece, Isaac, Sam, and Emily were on Team 1. Daisy, Caroline, Jacob, and Zara were Team 2. Mrs. Curry gave each team the same materials. You need to use all of these items to solve the problem, she said. Each team had scissors, a ruler, tape, a pencil, a cardboard box, cardboard tubes, and a paper cut. They also had a toy dump truck of marbles, string dominoes, and some doggy treats. Cece, Isaac, Sam, and Emily studied the materials. What should we do first? Said Isaac. I know, said Cece. We can build a ramp up for the truck. Yes, said Emily. And the truck can haul the marble up the ramp. This is going to be fun, said Sam. Woof, barked Einstein. Sam measured the cardboard box. He cut it into 3 flat pieces, 1 rectangle and 2 triangles. Emily taped the pieces together. Cece put the marble in the truck and pushed the truck up the ramp. When you push something, you are applied to force, that Mrs. Curry said. In this experiment, you push is the force moving the truck up the ramp. Einstein put his paw in the counter. He pushed the hamster cage with his nose. The hamster jumped off his wheel, landed on his ball, and rolled his food bowl tipped over splat. Einstein wagged his tail. Cece pulled him away from the counter. Einstein, Gus doesn't want to play with you, he said. What's next? Asked Emily. We can build a tunnel for a marble, said Cece. Emily and Sam taped the tubes together to make a tunnel. Cece flicked the marble out of the truck. It rolled down the ramp and into the tunnel. The team watched the marble roll out the other side. Excellent, Mrs. Curry said. Einstein jumped up and put his paws on the counter again. He pressed his nose against the fish tank. The tank slid across the counter. Water sloshed out. Slap. Splash! Einstein, said Cece. Sit. Maybe we can put a treat in a cup, said Emily. So when we push the cup over, the treat falls out, said Isaac. That will make him happy, said Sam. How do we use the dominoes? Asked Emily. I think the marble will push over the dominoes, said Cece, if it rolls fast enough, and the dominoes will push over the cup, said Sam. The team lined up. Everything up, let's try it. Woof, barked Einstein. Emily rolled the marble into the first domino. The first domino hit the second domino and pushed it over. The second domino pushed the third domino over. When the last domino toppled, it hit the cup and cup tipped over. The treat fell. Einstein gobbled up. It worked, Isaac said. Oh no, said Cece. What? Asked Emily. We forgot to use the string, Cece said. Sam shrugged. Any ideas? He said. Cece picked up the piece of string. I wonder if it is strong enough to pull the truck, she said. Let's test it, said Emily. She grabbed the other end of the string and pulled. Cece fell to the floor. Einstein licked her face. Cece giggled. I guess pulling can be a super strong force. Her team laughed. We can tie the string to the truck, said Emily, and pulled the truck up the ramp. The team set up the experiment again. Cece pulled the truck up the ramp. Sam pushed the marble out of the truck. The marble rolled through the corner tunnel. It pushed over the first domino. The last domino pushed over the cup. The treat flew out of the cup. This time, Einstein caught the treat and gobbled it up. We did it, said Cece. Good job, everyone, said Mrs. Curry. When both teams had presented their push and pull treat dispensers. Woof, barked Einstein. I guess Einstein loves science too, said Isaac. And treats, said Cece. Hugging Einstein, Cece loves science, but she loved Einstein most of all.